is the most important thing that we want to call your attention to. Because often, as humans, we love you very much. You think you want to launch the desire and you want to get it. Boom, boom, boom. I want to know what I want. I want to it. I want to launch it. I want to line up and I want to get it. And we say, yes, you do. And we want that for you. We want that for you. We want that for you. But we love the process of life. We love the process, the delicious process of choosing, and the delicious process of launching the rocket, and the delicious process of knowing that you're not keenly in alignment with it, or maybe not even close to it. And then the process of deliberately lining up with it. And then the conscious awareness of following your impulses, that intuition, that feeling of flow, that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of walking on air, that feeling of knowing that you can do no wrong, that feeling of all things working out for you, and then the manifestation. Because life is not about wanting and getting it, wanting and getting it, wanting and getting it, wanting and getting it, wanting and getting it. It's about wanting it and making your way to the receiving of it, you see. Sort of like orgasms. Well, at least you understand that. You say, yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's good. Just hit me. Boom. Over. You know about savoring. What about food? Do you like that intravenous feeding? Quicker, more efficient, get all the nutritions. Or do you like to roll it around in your mouth a little bit, you see? We think that you want to savor life. And that's what you came for. You came for the deliciousness of this life, not for the accomplishment of it. You can't stop accomplishing it. You cannot stop being the creator of your own reality, and you can never get away from us. You can never extract yourself from the love of source. You can never remove yourself from it. But you can get yourself in a vibrational sequence that causes you not to be aware of how blessed you are, or how loved you are, or how worthy you are, or how valuable you are, or how much you are appreciated for your part in this joyous, expanding, co-creative universe. So, we've enjoyed this conversation very much. Now, what? We're eager to talk to you about anything. There is nothing off limits. You'll notice a magnificent unfolding. It really is co-creating at its best. We will choose you in a sort of order that will help it to unfold. This meeting happened before your physical bodies were dragged here by you or your friend. All right. So here's all this stuff. It's amassed. It's in your vortex. It's there for you. We see it. We love it. We benefit from it. We thank you for putting it there. We revel in the expansion of the universe, while you often complain that it hasn't shown up yet in the way you want it to. So you've got to find some way of positioning yourself vibrationally so that what's in your vortex can come to where you are. So we are presenting to you, we've been doing it for a while, and we're writing the book, The Grid, so that you can get the sense of the grid meaning your point of attraction. Because you've created a vibrational version of you that is beautiful to behold. But most of you are not even coming close to living the vibrational version that you have created because you're so busy. We love you so much. Sloppily observing anything and everything around you, rather than deliberately preparing your point of attraction, deliberately preparing your grid so that what's in the vortex can flow into it. And when it starts flowing, oh, you know it. It flows with ideas. It flows with energy, vitality, we mean. But it also flows with rendezvous. It flows with things just seeming to come out of the blue. It flows with phone contacts. It flows with money coming to you in unexpected ways. It flows to you in promotions. It flows to you in good impulses when you drive. It flows to you in bodily conditions. It flows to you in physical vitality. It flows, 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 flows. Your grid is filling in all the time. But when you have deliberately sifted through data, when you have consciously launched a rocket, when you have consciously acknowledged that you want this thing that you don't yet have, but you believe you can have it because you know the laws of the universe. And you believe in your ability to focus yourself into a grid perspective that will allow the movement of it from the vortex into your reality. Because you know all of these things now, when contrast comes, you say, oh good, more rockets to launch. And as the rockets are launching, you say, oh, that felt good. Can't hold it because I'm not used to practicing it. Oh, it felt really good. No, it doesn't feel so good anymore. I really liked wanting that for a minute till I realized I don't have it. Do you remember those fresh desires when you were kids before your parents crushed your dreams? Do you remember when you believed in your own ability to create? Do you remember when you thought the world was on your side before so many convinced you that they weren't? That fresh flowing of desire. We want to help you to restore yourself to that. So you launch this rocket of desire, and then you recognize, because now you're more sensitive. You know that you want it, but you're not in alignment with it. And every thought that you think that contradicts what you want will give you an emotional feedback that will let you to know, this is what I'm doing. This is that thing I do. Right here, right now. I'm catching myself in the act. Jerry and Esther had chickens years ago, and they remember going out to the hen house one night. They'd forgotten to close it up. They like to close it up at night so that things didn't come and eat the eggs in the night. And there was a possum in the nest with egg all over its face. He looked so guilty. So negative emotion is you catching yourself in the act with egg all over your face. That you are in this moment defeating, that's too strong a word, well, we'll use it anyway, defeating, trampling, killing, pulling the wings off the flies of your desires. In other words, it's what you're doing. You're holding yourself in vibrational dissonance with the very things that you want, and the negative emotion is your glorious indicator that you're doing it now. You're doing it now. Esther's got easy buttons all over the house. That was easy. 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 She's thinking about getting one. You're doing it now. You're doing it now because you are aware when you will know what negative emotion means, that you are in that place where you are not holding it off forever, not defeating it, but certainly slowing it down. Slowing what down? Slowing down your ability to stand, begin again. You have created a grid. You're standing in the middle of your grid all the time. You've created a grid that is keeping you from being keenly aware of the most productive, most fun, path of least resistance step toward whatever things that you are wanting that are in your vortex. You see how it works? You are the creator of your own reality. You are the vibrator of your own being. You are the discerner and the decider and the accomplisher of your own point of attraction. And it is so much fun when you deliberately sift through the contrast. Yay, stuff to choose from. You launch a rocket, and even though you can't hold it necessarily the first time, you know you can work your way around to that because there are endless processes to help you do that. And then when you finally accomplish that alignment with what you want, and the energy starts moving, and we love the word momentum. You feel the momentum of forces moving to assist you in the accomplishing of what you want. We are all in this together, you see. And so if this gathering actually gathered before any of us got here, then all of this is understood. Everything that you want, everything that all of you want is in your vortex. And so when we approach you in a gathering like this, it is our intention to create an environment where it is most likely for you all to get to where you want to be. That's really the work that we are doing all of the time, whether it's in a forum like this where we are articulating through Esther, or whether we are just offering our vibrational input to what all of you are about, you see. Now, whether anyone else got it or not, it was really meaningful to you because you lived it. And we've been saying for a while that words don't teach. It's only life experience that teaches. But when life experience enhances something that you are intellectually contemplating, then there can be added bonus to the understanding, you see. And so the only value And we don't mean to diminish it, but it really is the only value of a teacher like ourselves in a format like this, is that we can, through the framework or the structure of this gathering, we can accomplish simultaneous focusing. And when there is simultaneous focusing from those like you who are powerfully wanting, then the vortex yields more and more of you are receiving what you are wanting. But that teacher, those friends, those people didn't have to go for your enlightenment. They just wanted to go, and it benefited you just like every other aspect of their life benefited you. In other words, a true teacher is of value to you under any and all conditions. Esther is discovering, and so are many friends, that Jerry is as valuable, if not more, from his non-physical perspective to her as he was when he was in his physical form. It's all about what she allows to happen with her own mind relative to it, you see. This is the thing that we really want to punctuate with this. When we say ask and it is given, that's true all the time, every time, no exceptions. So what is it that makes something like that make you receive more? In other words, it's always been potentially there for you to receive, but there's something that's changed in your expectation that makes you receive it more clearly. Esther, every day she's talking to herself and to us and to Jerry and to anybody who has the tragic experience of wandering into her path, that she did not realize how dependent she was on Jerry for her joy. She sort of lived her life through his eyes, and as long as he was happy, she was really, really happy. And so once he was no longer there for her to play with in that way, she sort of had to wake up to things that matter to her. And as she is waking up to that, she is feeling better than she has ever felt. But it took a while before she could even admit that, because it felt like it was disrespectful to what was rather than just embracing the more of what is, you see. So, yeah, we are all in this together. And the source within you is working always, and working meaning focusing always, to assist you through the path of least resistance to get the most that you are wanting in any moment in time. All of you. All of you. There's never a moment that you should be depriving yourself of anything that you want. It should be a moment of clarity or a moment of fun or a moment of insight, a moment of some sort of satisfaction. That's the way it is supposed to be. Esther made a note to herself last night. She bought an app for her iPhone. It's really fun. It's called Flow. And it's dots that you line, and you can't leave anything open. And at first it's really easy, and then it gets more and more complicated. And Esther, she thought it out loud, and then she wrote it down because it tickled her so much to think it. She said, either these are getting easier or I'm getting better at it. Either this game is getting easier or I'm getting better at it. And when she wrote it, we said, isn't it the same thing? When you raise your vibration, isn't it easier, and aren't you better at everything? It's the same thing. So what made her better at it and what made it easier? Focus, having fun with it. New insights started coming to her. New pathways started opening. And things that were scrambling her brain only yesterday just look like very easy things to solve today. So am I getting better at this, or is it easier? And we say, it's exactly the same thing. When you start relaxing and trusting in your worthiness, which means expecting good things to come to you, then you open all kinds of doors that you had barred, and you let all kinds of unseen forces assist you in ways that you were preventing before. And you can call that waking up if you want to. We think it is the time of awakening. And what that means to us, if we were standing in your physical shoes, more than anything, is it's the time that I'm listening for my own alignment and not trying to seek alignment through any other means. And for Esther, the person she was seeking it through had to take off before she discovered it truly, you see. Now, we're not saying that that's why he left, but we are saying it was a big benefit to her. There is a lot happening in this room, isn't there?